Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively.
I'm Kim Dow. I'm from SAS Magazine, and you are watching Good Morning Frederick.
Good morning, Frederick. I'm going to go full screen. How about that? Today is Friday, January 3rd, and I'm your host, Danny Gurry. It is the weirdest Friday ever, just because I thought yesterday was Friday, and then I thought yesterday was Monday, and goodness gracious, the short weeks. And those of you who have been off for 2 weeks, good for you. I hope you're well rested and ready to get back to those 14,000 emails that'll be waiting for you on Monday. Let's see what is happening on today's show. Of course, Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD's Morning News Express is going to be here with local news, weather, and sports. Plus, we discuss the movie list. Now, if you weren't on social anytime yesterday or last night, you may have missed it. But we've been talking about the fact that Chris Michaels hasn't watched hardly any movies in his lifetime. I mean, I'm thinking, I think I'm being generous when I say maybe he's seen 20 movies. I know he's seen Forrest Gump. I know he has seen Dumb and Dumber. He is actually going to mark some off on the list that we're making. But I have challenged him to watch iconic movies. I actually started a list for my son. I think it was during the pandemic because he was a teenager at the time. And I thought, there are some movies you have to see in your lifetime. And so I started an iconic movie list. And then I challenged Chris Michaels that for every movie he watched from now through the end of November, before Christmas Cash for Kids starts, I'm going to donate $1 for every movie. Others have jumped on that bandwagon. So Bob Miller is also going to donate money. Our friend Drew from Nights on WFRE is also going to donate. And so I posted the list of the movies that I had started the list with. And boy, you guys commented and reminded us of so many great movies. Now, there are some movies people put out there that are a little bit more niche and obscure. And I'm really trying to stick with iconic movies because what we've told Chris in his lifetime, that there are lines from movies that become everyday vernacular that he has no idea of the basis. Like you can't handle the truth, and all those sorts of things. So anyway, you guys have come in strong, and we keep adding to the list. So if you look in the description, good morning, Mama Cone. Oh yeah, Bambi is a good one. I did say that the other day. We're gonna have to add that too. I'm gonna go right to the list right now and add it. So anyway, oh, you know what? Another one. I can't remember if this was the movie or yeah, there was the movie Old Yeller. Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, so this is what happens is you start. My husband and I last night were, you'd think of a few, and then it would cause you to think of another. And so what started out as I said, oh, I'll give you 100 movies because I figured $100. We're now out to 215 movies on the list. So I think it's going to be quite interesting. And in fact, the list is so comprehensive that my husband Ash and I have vowed we're going to start watching some of these movies again too. So anyway, that's coming up in the show. I'm going to show you the list. There is a link in the description of the video you're watching now. You can check that out. There's also a link to the calendar of events. What is happening in Frederick? I'm the events queen. I cover it all. And I give you access to the calendar that has it all. And Cooper has worked hard adding a bunch of events. I just added a bunch this morning as well. So many great things going on every single day in our town. And you can participate in them if you want. And then I talk with student entrepreneurial group Rebound, young ladies from Urbana High School. Oh, goodness, these girls are going to change the world, I can tell you. But we talk about their invention of a device that helps people who have had a stroke to actually recuperate faster. And it's really, really interesting. And I'm just so excited for some of these groups that I've met, these students who are going to make Frederick more amazing than it already is, especially in the coming years, which I think is fantastic. Oh, of course, Andrea's House is our January charity. Today is Friday. You can head into the home of Everything Frederick and purchase any Good Morning Frederick merch. I have chapsticks and pins that are $2 each. We have stickers that are $2 or $3. I have magnets that are $5. You don't have to spend a lot, okay? Here's the thing. When you purchase, it's not profits that are donated directly to these charities. It is proceeds, which means when you spend $5 minus a couple percent that I give to the home of Everything Frederick for housing all my stuff and dealing with all of my winners who go in there and pick up their stuff every day. Minus that, the rest is donated to the charity of the month. And this month, Andrea's House, which is for women and children in transition from, dealing with recovery and that sort of thing. It's an amazing organization. And Carlia Summers, I'm going to reach out to her to have her back to talk about what is happening currently at the organization. But yeah, we're gonna hopefully be able to give a lot of money, and that is with your help of purchasing the goods. Okay, subscribe to YouTube. We are eking up there. I think we're at about 1,165 or something like that. So we would love if you would subscribe to the show. Don't forget about the podcast. We do create one every single day from the show, and you can listen while you're driving or doing housework or whatever you're doing. Okay, let's go ahead and officially start this show. big thank you to our show sponsor, Heart Home Solutions, your solutions for all your home remodeling needs. They do basement refinishing. They can put in a new kitchen or bath. Maybe you're selling and you need things freshened up to get that top market value, or maybe you just purchased and you need some changes before you move in. Heart Home Solutions can help. They love the big jobs. HART, hearthomesolutions.com. All right, it is now time for WFMD's Morning News Express. Bob Miller and Chris Michaels. Well, good morning.
Good morning, Danny. Good morning,
morning.
Mr. Bob Miller. I
Good
hold
morning.
here, and I'm going to have to be fast because I have a meeting coming up, but I hold here the list of movies that Danny gave here that I have to watch.
At whatever time you printed that, it is now out of date. I've added more.
I printed it this morning when I came in at like 5 o'clock. You've added more?
I just added 2, and I got to add all Bob Miller's that he texted me last night every couple of
Poor
minutes.
Danny couldn't sleep. I was like, Chris said the same
Wait a
thing.
minute.
All of a sudden, he kept hearing zzz, 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 zzz.
Wait a minute.
My husband and I were like, it was unreal. Yeah.
Bob, mine was going off too. I'm sitting there laying in bed all comfortable. All of a sudden I hear zoop, zoop, boom, boom, zoop, 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 zoop. I'm like, this can't be. I'm looking at all these different movies.
And you're like,
Bob is
going,
taking
Memphis
it serious.
Belle? What's that? What's the Memphis Belle? What's this? What's that?
Danny, Bob is taking this very seriously, man. I got to tell you.
Not only Bob, the rest of Frederick is as well, I got to tell you for sure.
Yeah,
you realize how much you haven't watched good movies.
Well, and you forget about some movies. Like Ash and I were like, I started with him and I said, okay, here's my initial list. And then we would think of another and another and another. And then somebody would mention something. I'd be like, oh my gosh, how could we forget about that? So yeah,
right?
We're going to start rewatching some as well. So this has actually been a good exercise for us too, Chris. But when I come in there, I will get the list of those movies you actually have seen, because a lot of times I didn't want to leave them off the list because people kept suggesting them. So I just made a note that you'd actually seen those, and we'll add the rest. How many total of the list you have you seen movies?
So I got to be honest, I'm a little disappointed in myself, Danny. I think it was 185 you gave me on this particular list. I've only seen 29.
Oh my. So you're not, and now we're over 200 movies. And, I tell you, if you take this seriously, you could actually almost earn, $800 for Christmas Cash for Kids between me, Bob, and Drew. I don't know if Bob's putting a cap on it, but I'm not going to put a cap on it. For every movie you watch, I'm going to donate $1.
Yeah, Mike Banks is involved. So I'm taking it seriously. Look, I'm not looking forward to this. I hate movies. If there's one thing I hate more than anything, it's sitting there watching a movie. I'm just not a movie person. But
you're going to love these stories. I tell you, there are so many great stories in there.
Yeah. I mean, the Anchorman,
except for High School Musical.
House.
Except for High School Musical. There's no story there whatsoever.
You've got to watch it, because now all the teams are doing the dances. The Vikings did the dance.
I truly believe, though, that if we want him to understand what we're trying to do and the education of Chris Michaels, we got to have to maybe put some rankings on these or something.
No, rankings are all personal. Plus, he's got daughters. I wanted to make sure I included stuff his daughters could watch with him, enjoy. His wife will like some of those movies.
My mom and dad.
Well, there's a few on there that I would go nay to, but that's okay, because it's up to him. I mean, look, we have right here, see if I can point properly. We have up there the good, down here the bad, and over there the ugly. There we go. That's
what. Why'd you point to me when you said ugly? Look, what is this?
I was just pointing. I couldn't figure it out. So yeah.
This one here, like I'm looking at some of these: Edward Scissorhands, Die Hard. This one I never heard of. Aaron Brockovich.
Aaron Brockovich.
That's a true story.
Oh,
it is a true story. Julia Roberts. It's good.
So look, this is for the kids. So I'm gonna sit through these movies. Most of these I'm not interested in. Charlotte's a Fire. I don't know what that is.
Chariots of
Say
Fire.
you're not interested. You've never seen them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you say you're not interested. It's not about chariots going up to the fire.
No.
You know?
It's a great, and a lot of these are great sports stories. You will love them.
History of the World Part 1. Thank goodness there's no Part 2 I have to watch on that one.
Well, a lot of the Part 2s and series people kept suggesting, I was like, he's got to watch the first one. So I only really put the first one. A lot of people put trilogies in there. And actually, I still have a bunch of, I'm trying to figure out what the best Bond movies are. I don't have any Bond movies on there. And should we do one from each actor?
No. I mean, there's really, truly only one Bond, right? I mean, well, you could say two, Roger Moore and Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, right.
Yeah. So you could do the Sean Connery one, and then right after that, he can watch Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think I should start off with this one because Danny used my favorite picture of me for everything Frederick. I'll start this one off here. Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink is a great movie.
Oh, by the way, one of the comments, I was making a joke on everything Frederick. One of the commenters had posted something about, what I was wearing. And I had made a comment joking around saying, oh, it's just a normal day of what I wear. And then under my comment, they said, I'm not judging. I was like, okay, I'm just joking. But anyway, no, listen.
What are you starting with this weekend? What are you starting with?
Yeah.
It's got Bob said it's got to be Saving Private Ryan. So
Saving Private Ryan is a great one.
Actually, we might do that tonight. Might start that one tonight, but
we might. He's already acquiescing. He's already saying, "No, well, maybe tonight. I might do it tomorrow." But then the Jets are playing their last game of the season.
Well,
his wife is fully committed, and she is ruling. So we'll see who wins on this one.
It might be Aaron Rodgers' last game, Bob. So that's important. So what I might do is I might watch extra movies on Friday and Saturday, so I could watch the Jets game on Sunday. So there you go, okay? I got it. Don't worry. I'll figure this thing out here. But I'm doing this for the kids. Strictly
as my husband said, you're going to have to almost watch a movie a day to get through some of these. But,
Hey, look, Ash, if you're not doing anything, if you want to join me, we can watch a little Netflix together and hang out on my couch. So there you go.
My husband loves movies. My husband has seen every movie. He goes to the movies sometimes by himself. He loves freaking movies. He loves sports too. So there you go.
The hardest part you might have, Chris, is actually finding the movies for free.
Of them, yeah.
Yeah, you might have to, and that's the sad part of some of these. That if you're not willing to having to pay for them right away, then you can take a look at them, or you can ask friends and family to see if they have them. I have a whole bunch of these movies that I'll be glad to ship your way. So you can watch them on DVD or, whatever. But there's so many great movies, and I guarantee you when you sit there through the first 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, you're going to be like, what happened?
The first 20 minutes are unbelievable for sure.
Yeah.
And
can you do me a favor?
Somebody just wrote, I hope Barbie is on the list.
I was just going to say, can you ban Tommy Skaggs from Good Morning Frederick? Tommy Skaggs, I don't need your help, my friend.
We can't because he's a wonderful human being.
He is a wonderful human being.
Working over there at the rescue mission, but yes. Yeah, maybe Barbie on the list for Chris, but not for Bob.
No, Barbie was awful. We just watched that. My mom and I. Was terrible.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, the real life Barbie. Right? I think I actually might have seen that. I don't know. But I'm not telling anybody that.
Tommy, Bob says no to Barbie. I'm sorry. Bob's the main one on this list here. He says no to Barbie, so I apologize. Tommy, we're not doing Barbie.
Bambi, but not Barbie.
But I tell you, if you seriously watch some of these movies and you come away and say, oh, this was a waste of time, I am going to be very, very shocked. I'm telling you, you got to submit, get into it, be fully immersed because they will take you on an adventure. All of them, all of the movies on that list are really unreal. And you're going to hear lines of things you've heard your whole life and you had no basis for where it came from. And now you're going to be like, oh my gosh, now that makes that so much funnier or better or whatever. So,
You know how much this is going to cost me in popcorn?
You know what? I'll send you some stale popcorn in a bag that we have from Mr. Orville Redenbacher.
Yeah.
You know what? Talk to Cindy.
You know what? I tell you what. I will actually invest in one of those countertop popcorn, theater popcorn machines with popcorn for the year for you if you can commit to this.
I will. No, I'm going to commit to it either way. And don't worry, as sorry, as far as the movies go. Well, I'm sorry. I'm all choked up over this, as you can tell. As far as the movies go, there's no problem. I have something which I will not say what it is for the sake of me. I'm good friends with the sheriff of Frederick County and local law enforcement. I have something to where I can get all these movies, so that is not a problem. I'm not looking forward to this. No, I'm not looking forward to spending my weekends watching movies. But for the kids of Frederick County, I will definitely do it, and I will take it 100% seriously because this is. Now,
I knew that was the way to get you. I knew that was the way. And you know, our work colleague Drew thinks you're only going to get through 50, and
I don't think he'll get through that many. I think 25 tops. No, and I say that with a broken heart because I think 25 tops is what he'll get. Because pretty soon May comes up in the wedding season and all that stuff, and he's gonna, and then the sales department will send him on to remotes, and he won't be able to do it. He'll have excuses. Baseball season started. The Mets started. They may have a chance to win the World Series. I got to watch every game. That's the kind of stuff we're going to get. 25 tops is where I think he goes.
Danny, Bob is pushing me right now. See, what Bob doesn't know about me is when you push me to do something, I do it. Now, Bob's really pushing me. So, and I'm thinking about it. I might be able to spend Bob's money by doing this. So, you know what? Bob, I tell you, you're motivating me, man. You're motivating me.
That's fine. I will hand you the money personally.
Yeah,
but
it can be your donation to Christmas Cash for Kids. But will it be 25? Let's see, 50, $100, or will it be like Danny said, up to $800? What will it be, Chris? That's the big question.
For the kids, I'm going to work. I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to work harder than I ever worked in my life by sitting my butt on my comfortable couch, eating popcorn. And I guess by the time Christmas Cash for Kids comes, all that buttered popcorn sitting on the couch, I'm going to look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. Yeah. That is what it's going to be.
A line from a movie. Here's a line from the movie. Tick tock, tick tock. What did the lambs tell you, Clarice?
Is that from Lamb Chop's Play Along? I've never seen that movie. Well, look, folks, I'm so sorry. I've got to run because I've got a meeting to do. But I am telling you right now, keep those movies coming. And Tommy, you're no longer allowed to suggest movies anymore. Barbie did it too much. I love you. Great guy. But yeah, anything but Barbie. So we'll see. I'll leave this list on your desk, Danny, and let's do it for the kids. Christmas Cash for Kids.
All right. We'll see you later.
Oh, see you, buddy. Boy. Have a great weekend. What do you think you'll get? How many? How many do you think you'll get, really?
I'm hoping he gets through at least 75 movies. That it's winter time. Hopefully he watches 2 or 3 a weekend. It's I really, really think, let's just see. And I didn't add the ones you were texting me last night. Let's see what we have here. This is, like I said, this list made Ash and I go, okay, we gotta get back on and watch some of these movies. I mean, it's I
had a couple old ones on there. Like Shenandoah is a favorite movie of mine. With Jimmy Stewart, and one of the lines in there about when Doug McClure is asking for his daughter's hand in marriage, and he's like, "Wow, do you like her?" He goes, "I love your daughter." He goes, "That's not what I asked you. I asked you if you liked her."
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen that movie, actually.
It's a great movie. It's an old movie, but it's a great movie. Primal Fear. I remembered Primal Fear, and I'm like, hold it. Is that Matt Damon? Or no, who's in that? I know Richard Gere's in that, but who else is in? And that's a great movie if you've never seen Primal Fear. And there it is.
I think I've seen that in a bunch of people. And then that led me, I don't know if I actually added it. It made me think of Cape Fear. That was a great movie.
Yeah. That is a great movie.
I
And
know. So now
Casablanca's
I'm
a
gonna
great
add
movie.
that now. And then
Yeah.
you said, so Shenandoah is one I need to add. And then there were
I said
a couple of your I hadn't seen the golf movie, The
oh
Greatest
gosh,
Game Ever.
the greatest game ever with Shia LaBeouf. It's a true story about an amateur playing in the U.S. Open. It's
Yeah.
back in the 1940s or 50s, 40s, I think it was.
Okay, I gotta add
Great
that.
movie.
I did add Greatest Game
and
Ever.
And then The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I think I
You
added
seen that one?
too.
Then I did High Plains.
Yeah.
I did High Plains Drifter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've seen that either. High Plains Drifter. Okay,
Clint Eastwood and High Plains
somebody
Drifter.
was saying High Plains Dirty Harry we should add.
Oh yeah, Dirty Harry. Kelly's Heroes. Have you ever seen Kelly's Heroes?
I
Clint
saw
Eastwood?
when I looked it up because you had mentioned it, and I don't know if I looked familiar, but I don't know if I've seen it. It might have been like, one of those things on a Saturday
Yeah.
that was playing.
It's interesting. I grew up, with my dad working on a farm or I lived on a farm, but one of his farm hands would take his lunch break and he would watch these old movies on Saturday afternoon. And a lot of them would be war movies, they'd be Western movies, and I'd sit and watch with them. And that's where, like Kelly's Heroes. Now, my wife's not a big Kelly's Heroes fan. I love that movie. It's got a great cast. Don Rickles. It's got Clint Eastwood. It's got Donald Sutherland, and it's just a great movie. And then what else did I do?
It would be hard to rate them because everything is so personal to each person, right?
Yeah,
but I would love to hear his ratings after each one or what he thought. I cannot imagine he's going to watch some movies like Rudy or A League of Their Own or any of these, especially sports-based movies, without coming away going, holy crap, Brian's song. Like, I don't think he can watch any of those without coming away going, holy crap, I don't know how I've not seen any of these.
I love Brian Piccolo.
I know.
It's like that's where men are allowed to cry.
They are allowed to cry. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. And I had some of my, because you have most of them on there. And then I love the True Grit remake. I love the original with John Wayne, but I love the True Grit remake. Kind of made Hallie Steinfeld a name. Then you had, Misery. I've been watching Matlock.
Yeah, when you said that one, I'm like, how did I forget that? Those books were amazing, number one, but that was a great movie with Kathy Bates.
Yes, and then I did Indiana Jones Primal Fear, Great Escape, which is another great movie. I went on a Clint Eastwood.
Great Escape.
Gran Torino was great. Some of these movies, and you just watch them, and you're like, these are great movies. And I'm trying to think of the other. I can't think of it. There's a movie out there where we watch. I don't think it's the greatest movie of all time, but it was. Oh man, I'm trying to think where the guy. It was a road rage movie. It just came out a couple years ago. Where the lady honks at the guy.
And I know this is going to sound awful. There's a couple movies we were trying to think of as well because, and you can only remember like bits and pieces, and we're trying to put it into Google, and it wasn't coming up with the stuff we wanted, and it was just. But I tell you, look, we're so blessed, I guess, really to I've seen a majority of these. There are many on here I'd love to see again. And he's going to find the ones, especially for his kids. Like, I'm wondering, have his kid, I want to talk to his wife, actually. I've got to reach out to her and find out because I'd love to know if his kids have seen any of these movies or, does his wife watch movies a lot? So
I think that he tries not to do a whole lot of movies and stuff like that. I think they try to do a lot more family stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. I think it's great.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think his kids will appreciate some of the family-friendly movies as well. So
and maybe he'll find some movies that he will see and he'll go, okay, I want to watch that actor in another movie. I mean, like, you know, Russell Crowe was in the movie I'm thinking of, but I can't think of the movie where he goes ballistic on a.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't remember. Somebody will figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then you find yourself going down like I was doing. Oh yeah, this Clint Eastwood movie or that Russell, you know, Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe.
Well,
I mean,
that's Unhinged.
Unhinged. That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
What a great movie.
Yeah, I looked that up.
It wasn't a great movie, but when you got done watching it, you're like, oh, I'm going to second think myself when I do that horn again to tell that person to move in front of me. You know,
well, I think
a courtesy tap.
Point. Yeah, this is the point about movies, and this is what, in making the list, that's what would happen. We would pick a movie, and then you think of the actor, and then you'd think of another movie they've done, and then it would just kind of domino effect, especially when a lot of people were hitting their prime, even like with Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, George Clooney. Like you'd start to go down the list of their movies, and you'd go, "Holy gosh, yeah."
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope really, and this is truly, it is really just a kind of a stamp on our times, you know, a lot of these movies. And yeah, I think hopefully he'll have a good time with it and they'll enjoy. So
yeah, I hope that, you know, he'll take, because I don't, you know, there are movies, like I said, that I would rather him watch than you know, than other ones. But I'm like, you know, because they're my favorites, and I want somebody else to go, yeah, I love that movie. I mean, that line, you know, from Shawshank Redemption or from even The Warriors or The Sandlot, you know. I mean, there's so many. You're killing me, Smalls.
I'd forgotten The Sandlot and Stand By Me. Those were mentioned by people on social media. It's just crazy when you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think starting with Saving Private Ryan, which has got to be one of the greatest movies of all time. Honestly, that first 15 minutes of that movie is like nothing. It takes you on a ride like nothing else.
Yes. It was interesting. My pastor, who was my first pastor that I had at Calvary Assembly, who just passed away this past week, on Christmas Day, as a matter of fact. He served in Vietnam. He served in Iraq, a couple of tours in Iraq. And then he was a chaplain to a lot of those guys over there. And he watched it. And I'm like, that has a lot of bad words in it. He goes, yeah, we didn't cuss like that, but, you know, it was pretty accurate.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And that's what a lot of survivors of that incident have said, that it was so true to their reality that it, you know, it almost sent them back. Like it was very good. But I think there's some really funny movies on here too, and I think that he'll enjoy the comedy of some of these. Good Morning Vietnam, completely forgot about that. My husband came running in at about 10 p.m. and went, "Oh my gosh, Good Morning Vietnam," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." Yeah,
right? There's another movie, and I don't want to take up your time. I know you only have a certain amount of time, but there was a movie, gosh, I can't think of its name. Oh, he was in the movie with Sandra Bullock about them getting married, and they weren't married. What was his name? Is it Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. He was in a movie called The Box or something like that. Have you ever seen that?
Was it Ryan Reynolds?
It might not have been The Box. I mean, it might have been something else. I know he was in, you know, Deadpool and all these other really weird movies and Green Lantern and stuff, but he was in a movie about being he was kidnapped and he was put in a box. And that you'll have to look. Oh my gosh. It is, if you are claustrophobic, you can't watch it. My wife couldn't watch it. And I'm not a big fan of that, but I mean, it was just enough that they took you because the whole movie takes place in there.
I guess, is that no?
I think it's Ryan Reynolds.
The Captive. I'm looking. God, he's in a lot of movies. I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Lord.
I'll look it up and I'll tell it to you, but I'm not sure. It might not be Ryan Reynolds. It might be somebody else. But it was, Buried. It's called Buried.
Buried.
Yeah.
I've not seen. See, again, I'm going to add it just so that I add it to my list and I watch too. So there you go.
It was one of those that I found on Netflix going, why not? And I was like, oh my, and you're just like clutching your chair going, oh my God. And then they, you know. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell it to you. So,
I know we're going to watch it. My husband, I don't know if he's seen that one either. So there you go.
Real quick, they did have last night. They had the Sugar Bowl, and it was all Notre Dame. They beat the Georgia Bulldogs yesterday by a score of 23-10. They'll take on Penn State next in the semifinals of college football. Alex Ovechkin, the great eight, he got another step closer to breaking Wayne Gretzky's career goals. He got yet another one, even though the Caps lost yesterday by a score of 4-3. And the Maryland Lady Terps, they stay unbeaten on the season with a win over Rutgers, 78-61.
They're doing great. We love that.
Yes, they are.
Awesome.
Yes, they are. Back to movies,
all right,
man.
Bob,
I could talk movies all the time.
Yes.
Have a great
weekend. And I will see you very soon.
Yes, and we already know Tin Cup. Everybody loves Tin Cup.
Everybody loves Tin Cup. That's for sure. All right, I'll see you
the U.S.
later.
Open. All right, see ya.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Do you have any movies we need to add to that list? You can find that list on the Everything Frederick and More group if you search under my name, or on my personal Facebook profile. And again, the list is in the description of the video you're watching now. So feel free to leave a comment with the movies you think we should add to the list. And it might just be on my watch list, much less anything else. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to talk about all the events going on in Frederick. And I've got the student entrepreneur group, Rebound. And we'll talk with them. And all of that comes up just after these messages.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate policy, she's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, shining finally beyond compare.
Travel better with Antietam World Travel Service, your gateway to worry-free journeys. With their extensive network, unmatched experience, and personalized services, you can explore the world with confidence and ease. When you work with Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com now and get started on your dream vacation. Well, let's get started on what is happening in Frederick. Got to remember to fix that. I think I didn't take out one of the audio tracks. This is, this where it shows my amateurism with editing. Atlas. Okay. Anyway, Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors. They've been serving the area for more than 34 years, and thankfully their workmanship is way better than my editing. They do wood floors, luxury vinyl plank, anything you can put on your floor, they can absolutely handle. And maybe you've seen a new product, or maybe you've seen something in a magazine. Ask them. They do a lot of training, and they attend all those conventions and make sure they're up to date with what you need. Give them a call today. Atlas Wood Floors, 301-948-9663. That's 301-948-WOOD. Ask for Jeff when you do that. Or go to atlaswoodfloors.net, and it's Atlas Wood Floors. There is another company with a very similar name, and that's a whole other story. But anyway, let's see what is happening. And if you want to follow along on the calendar, or you want to bookmark it for yourself, you can always get it at promocircus.com. If you click on Everything Frederick Live, which is our YouTube channel name, and then calendar events, or in the description, you will see a link directly to it. All right. I love giving you free stuff. Okay. Right now, just text 888-465-2944. It's 888-465-2944. and text the word GIFT, GIFT. When you do that, I'm going to send you a Maryland Lottery scratch off, thanks to Maryland Lottery and Good Morning Frederick. And let me just tell you, I don't know, have you seen all this stuff what's going on with these conspiracies about Mega Millions and Powerball and how California wins every time? Well, I can tell you the scratch offs, it is about a 1 in 4 chance you're going to win. So there you go. I think those odds are pretty set. You must be 18 or older to participate, of course. So just text GIFT. When you do that, everybody wins, right? Everybody wins. It's not a selection. You text GIFT, I text you back and say, hey, you've got a scratch off. You can go pick it up at the home of Everything Frederick. So while you're there, you've already texted. Just show that you are subscribed to YouTube and you get to pull a number off the wall. And that number coordinates to an envelope that has another prize designated inside. So you're going to not only get a scratch off, you're going to also get maybe some Good Morning Frederick merch. Maybe you're going to get a gift card. Maybe I've got prizes from everywhere. Okay. Dinner for 2 at Texas Roadhouse. Tons of great stuff. Okay. Included. So easy peasy. All right. Today is January 3rd, and I suggest you go to your local high school and watch some sports. Well, we have the whole list of all the sporting events in Frederick County on this calendar, so you can keep track. It is also the last weekend to see lots of the light shows. All right. If you click on the calendar, you're going to see there's like Symphony and Lights at Meriwether Post. There's a bunch of them. They mostly finish on Sunday. So if you want to spread out that holiday cheer just a little bit longer, you're going to want to check those out this weekend. There's line dancing at the Bernard Brown Community Center on Market Street. And this is one of the last weekends to do the Maryland Double Deckers tour as well. You can buy your tickets at marylanddoubledeckers.com. Tomorrow is January 4th. Let me just tell you, first of all, it's first Saturday in downtown Frederick. There will be a lot of things going on, but mostly it looks like the art galleries and the boutiques and shops are going to have some specials and things like that. Okay. People are really gearing up for February's first Saturday, which is Fire and Ice. If you've never been and it's Fire in Ice, I'm 100% sure. Let me just see. I'm questioning myself because a lot of people say Fire and Ice, and I think it's Fire in Ice. So anyway, that's the biggest one. And if the weather is nice, I can guarantee you it is going to be the most fun day you've ever had. You're just going to have to understand that there'll be a lot of crowds. Okay. But it is so fun. Last year was one of the first years I did. We went out and we had cocktails at 10th Ward. We walked up the street. We saw everybody. You know, there are ice games up at the Carmack J's parking lot on Market Street, right near Old Town. There are ice luges. There are it is almost like in the streets in February. It is so fun. And it is Fire in Ice. That is February 2nd. And I actually need to put that on dates you're going to want to remember. And I will add that because so fun. Okay. So this first Saturday will be nice, but next month's first Saturday is going to be awesome. Maryland Double Deckers again has tours running tomorrow. And there's Poorhouse Trivia at Bellis's Sports Bar. Let me just tell you, so I was just on Poorhouse Trivia's website. It's not very special to have them at your local establishment. There are many evenings where they are at 5 or 6 Frederick establishments in and around our area. So, but if you love trivia, oh boy, are there opportunities for you to participate in trivia every single night of the week, except Sundays. They don't have anything on Sundays, but they do have things on Monday to Saturday. Okay. Sunday, of course, you can watch some football. You can head to Frederick Social for some brunch. I totally recommend that. And if you got kids who like basketball, maybe check out the Flying Cows skills development camps that they do each weekend. All right, your coming soons. All right, the very last weekends for Maryland Double Deckers is the January 11th. So the 10th and 11th, that is it. They go away for the winter to get stored and come back in the spring. On the 11th as well, 4 to 7, is the Brunswick Pop-Up Market on West Potomac Street. On the 14th, 8 to 10, you are going to want to watch Good Morning Frederick live. Okay, it is the 200th show. 8 to 10 a.m., we're doing a special 2-hour live stream from the home of everything Frederick, but you can watch from the comfort of your home or office. You're going to want to watch live because people will be winning prizes live as the show goes, because I'm going to have some help. My son's going to help me with the broadcast, which means he can monitor the text line while I'm chatting with people on the show. So that makes it a lot easier. And then January 16th, the home of everything Frederick is hosting, speaking of trivia, a singles trivia event. And we would love for you to attend. If you are unattached, please tell your friends, come on out and go to the home of everything Frederick on Facebook. I believe there is an event there that you can RSVP to let us know if you will be attending. All right, February 5th is the African Americans of Excellence exhibit event at the Weinberg. Get your tickets now. If you can't attend, please donate $150 if you can, and we're going to select kids and their families to attend in your name. That gets 10 people tickets to the event. That's 2 kids, their families as well. February 8th is the Bootleggers Ball at Union Mills, 21 and up. It is a costumed affair. Tickets are on sale now. February 20th, it is Critters on the Catwalk at Warehouse Cinemas. That is a benefit for Focus, which is the homeless. They support the animal shelters. And March 5th is the African Americans of Excellence reception at Warehouse. You're going to be able to meet some of the honorees and the artists. There's also going to be an auction of their work, which benefits the charities selected by the 7 honorees. So if you want to hang out and meet some people and see some amazing artwork, you'll be able to do that throughout the month of February at Warehouse. And then on March 5th, you can bid and purchase some of the artwork if you would like. All right. If you have an event you want included on the calendar, please just email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com or tag me or send it to me somehow on social media or email or whatever you have. All right, quick break. Then we're back with the student entrepreneurial group called Rebound. 3 young ladies from Urbana High School are doing, they're going to do some amazing, amazing things. And you're going to meet them just after this. Hi, it's Danny, and I recently had dinner at Sushi Nomu, and I've got to tell you, it was absolutely unbelievable. The decor, phenomenal. The food, just amazing. I had the best miso soup I've ever had. The sushi was so fresh and delicious, and it was actually a feast for the eyes. The presentation was stunning, and the service was impeccable. The sushi, fresh, the sashimi, the best I've ever had. I can't say enough great things about it. If you're looking for a great place, maybe to go on a date, or maybe just to try something new, it's affordable, it is beautiful, and you will not be disappointed, I promise. Sushi Nomu at sushinomu.com or 4969 Westview Drive, just beyond the Dunkin' Donuts.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come fling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art's splatter room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is total car care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they service Frederick County. A&S Construction specializes in roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and they can even build patios and decks. Call A&S Construction at 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, because you watch Good Morning Frederick, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement and $50 off any roof repairs. Just let Sandra know that you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. Okay, these young ladies, I mean, they are amazing. They're going to do great things. They already are, actually. This is the group Rebound, and it's 3 young ladies from Urbana High School. Here they are. Well, I don't know about you, but when I was in high school, I was more worried about what the football game was going to happen on Friday night than saving people's lives. But these girls, let me just tell you, are going to make a huge impact on our community as well as the world, I'm sure. Let's welcome Anushka, Yashida, and Druthi. They are part of a company called Rebound. They are from Urbana High School. Welcome, ladies.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
Oh, well, it is my pleasure. So I saw you guys at the, and I don't know if I like the word junior entrepreneur pitch competition, but that's what it was for the city of Frederick. And you guys were talking about the product that you have created. Why don't we tell our viewers what you've done, and then I'm going to ask a lot of questions that I probably won't understand the answers to, but we're going to try.
All right, so the product that we presented at the competition was our first rehabilitation device we created, which we called Spider. And this is an adaptable and personalized rehabilitation device for individuals with stroke using techniques of bilateral upper limb dependency.
Okay, so wow. All right. This is great. So tell everybody what your device can do for people. So this is for people who have already suffered from a stroke, and this helps them to kind of get better quicker. Is that the case?
Yes.
So how does it work?
So our device, it uses the patient's sort of like vitals on their other hand that's working and is functional in order to help their dysfunctional hand to get better by, like we said, using bilateral upper limb dependency. So what that means is by taking the recordings from the other hand, we're able to help the dysfunctional hand get better through multiple repetitions and benchmarks that we set.
And just to specify, we're specifically focusing on hemiparesis. So essentially one side of the body is paralyzed, whereas the other side is functioning normally, which allows us to take values from the good hand, as she said, and project those onto the poorly functioning hand.
And to add on, it's not just in cases of complete paralysis, but also just normal weakness that can also come along with hemiparesis.
Wow, excellent. Okay, why this particular issue? What led you guys to try to figure this out?
I think we kind of saw the potential that it had to impact especially vulnerable communities. I think we've had family members that have suffered from stroke. Like me personally, I had an aunt who suffered from stroke and then hemiparesis, and coming from a rural community, some things like medical care and rehabilitation care aren't readily accessible. So we wanted to create something that you could kind of use at home and that really allowed you to have patient autonomy, and especially for more vulnerable, underprivileged communities that might not have that same higher level access to rehabilitation care as others do.
Yeah. So the patient holds the device And does it give instruction on things that they need to do, or does it just send results when they're doing exercises, physical therapy, and things like that?
So our device, it's meant to be put on the dysfunctional hand. And while we're still like in the prototyping phase, eventually what we're trying to do is provide like an interface, a user-friendly interface, of course, that will give instructions to the user of, where to move, how to move, and how many repetitions and so on.
Yeah, so this really makes sure that once a patient has been released from a medical facility, that they're doing what doctors and physical therapists need them to do in order to get better. Because I also have had someone close who's had a stroke, and oftentimes once the physical therapist leaves, they don't do the exercises that they need to do. So this is actually kind of like a constant reminder that the more you do in a safe way, the faster you will actually heal and get better, which is ultimately the goal to them getting back to as much of a normal life as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent. So you guys pitched. Tell me what the pitch event was like for you.
We think that the pitch event was a great opportunity. We were able to work with other entrepreneurs, and we were able to present our device and our company Rebound to a wider audience, and we're like grateful for the opportunity that it's given us.
Yeah. Did you learn anything after the pitch?
I think we definitely learned more about what the business world looks like, because before with our project, we had been focusing solely on the technical and scientific components of it. Now we wanted to see, okay, how do we pitch this, and how can we communicate our idea properly so that other people can understand it and possibly want to either invest in it or help us out.
Yes. For those of us out there, you need to dumb it down. That's what we say. You got to dumb it down so we understand, because you guys are on a totally different playing field, which is perfectly understandable. But I do think that when you got to speak in consumer terms so that, and then obviously once you get further down the path, people are going to want to understand technically how it works. But certainly if you just are able to explain it to those of us who go, yeah, I get that for sure, which is great. And I think you guys are just brilliant. Now, did you create this product for the pitch event, or was this something you were already working on and you thought, hey, we should just try to present it?
Yeah, so we created the device actually for our county science fair project.
Nice.
So as we were developing it, we also started working with a biomedical engineer professor as well. And so when we heard about the pitch event, we thought it would be a great idea to expand our idea and just pitch our business idea, Rebound, as well, and get more connections as well.
Yes, which I think is a brilliant idea. How did you do in the science fair?
We won first place in the biomedical engineering category, as well as winning specialty awards. For example, we got first place in women in engineering, as well as honorable mention, I believe, in the U.S. Public Service Award.
That is phenomenal. Not a surprise at all. All right. Each one of you, can you let me know what you plan to do? Are you seniors? Are you all seniors at Urbana?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. This is the big final year. What are your plans after high school?
So I plan to study neuroscience for my undergrad, and then hopefully go to med school and maybe become a neurosurgeon one day.
Nice.
For me, I plan on studying biology and going to med school to possibly go into oncology.
I'm also interested on the pre-med track, usually majoring in biology, and I also want to be a doctor.
Well, I don't doubt that each one of you will be successful in that. Your brains are already trying to solve problems that are out there. And I really do wish you all the best. Now, in the pitch award, the pitch event, did you guys come in first for idea phase?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did. Of course you did. This is excellent. Well, I know you won't give up on this because I do think it is a device that can help a lot of people who, like you said, in underserved communities who can't follow up with some of those physical therapy appointments and things like that. I really do think that this is a device that is necessary. I hope that you guys continue and are able to bring this to market. When you do, we'll be here not only cheering for you, but certainly we're here to help you market and promote it. We wish you all the best for your senior year. Please stay in touch and let me know how things go as you guys move along this path.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. How great are they? All right. That is it for our show today. Join us each morning at 9 a.m. or anytime on YouTube for Good Morning Frederick. And if you love Frederick, you just have to watch and make sure you tell a friend to watch as well. We will see you tomorrow.